A cool theme deck. Okay, I'll take a look, Swinda. Let me get this. Okay, so I think Burn is very well positioned. I think that there's some innovation that can be done on Burn, so we're gonna work on it. I'm not very confident in my sideboard. However, I do think that I do agree with the theory that Rolling Vortex is not, or sorry, Eidolon of the Great Revel is not great in Burn at the moment. A lot of people are doing something like playing four Guide, 4 Swiftspear, Rolling Vortex in the main. Oh wait, I forgot. Sorry, I forgot with the Baubles. Do you not want to play Vortex? I think that's probably true. Not at all. Could do something like, you can play Chalice of the Void, which is also not great with Bauble, I guess, but it's 0 mana. Deflecting Palm in 2023. It's good against Hammer! It's good against Hammer, damn it! Could play Magus of the Moon in the sideboard too. Like, the Titan matchup is like pretty unwinnable otherwise. Yeah, I think the Sanctifiers are really important against, they're also good in the mirror. Could play the 4th Deflecting Palm. Yeah, also Belcher. Yeah, it's kind of awkward against Murktide because it plays really hard into their counter magic. Do you ever consider to save the treasure chest? I try. It never works. You like I open hundreds of chests and I never get anything. It's just so pointless. What do I want to play instead? I've played Silence in the past against the Cascade matchups. We could try that. Surge kind of poops on plan. No, like against Palm. No, Palm doesn't target. I don't think it. I guess it prevents damage though, or it doesn't. It doesn't target on the first time. Yeah, no, it doesn't target at all. I don't. It might still prevent the damage. Let's let's try the silences. I've liked the silences in the past. Can try them now. Maybe 4th bolt. We have 4 bolts in here. They were just mismatched. Yeah, I think I'd rather play Sanctifier than Surge. I don't think you want to play Surge and Burn. Change the Rocks. Is Flavor of good? You could play 1 or 0. I'm playing 0 at the moment. I really like the look of this build, though. I think I really like 2 Skullcrack main, 2 Skullcrack side. Obviously, that's not super mandatory, but I like that. And then I feel like the list just feels so clean. This build just feels so clean. You're just 12 really good 1 mana creature. There are going to be a lot of times that it's just a 3 mana burn spell, but it may slot in. Okay, keep this. Would love to just have a second land and go. I guess I could draw a second land, right? I'm going to draw. You do have to play the Bauble turn 1. Isn't Prowess just better than Burn? Burn is like very, very good against creativity. Prowess is like kind of mid against it. Like that dynamic alone, in my opinion, means like this is just not a conclusion. It's up in the air. Kahira Spell Pierce. Ugh. And they, I mean, how often do you even see Bauble getting Spell Pierce? So like, of course it happens. This game I'm on a 1-lander, unfortunately. I'm gonna play this main phase so I can get Delirium. Keep a land on top, that's nice. Good shape now, I think. Spinach, 28 months. Aragon is ED shot before damage got such and darts. Doesn't sound like the worst thing I've heard recently. A little bit worried about just like committing super hard into a Supreme Verdict here. Let's go to combat. If I hit with the Channeler, well, we're pretty happy. If not, I'm gonna just go like play my second Channeler Bolt. If this gets removed. Let's main phase the bolt so it resolves. Seems fine. Spinach again, think with the 28. Good old Mystic Gate, huh? They have 3 cards in their hand. So you're supposed to upkeep Boros Charm. Two cards. Let's go for both creatures this turn, I think. They try both Master and Waste Not. That is the very first deck I'm going to play for sure. I think we just jam, since I can't cast the Skewer post-combat. Cloud Gaming with the 8. Thank you, thank you. I guess if they have a Solitude, this is kind of a nightmare. Kind of a nightmare. So we have to draw our second Skullcrack exactly. What was for deck tech stacks? Oh, I missed it. Okay. Alright, let's bring in 2 Smasher Smithereens for the Chalices, 2 Skullcracks, -4 Searing Blaze. Yes, when I was on, I did this to the Wheel of Tutor Profane, Tutor Wheel of Fate tech with Electro Dominance. I thought it was okay. I didn't love it. Bowmaster seems like a fine inclusion to the shell. Honestly, this looks like pretty fine. It feels like the exact kind of thing. All right, we got a stream. We're playtesting. It's still like Waste Not Storm. It's not like a crazy good deck. Assuming you got access to all the new cards, what am I most excited to play? I mean, 8 key with 1 ring for sure. All right, I'm not gonna mulligan. Do we lead on Goblin Guide with this hand? See, it's a Fairy Time Raveler. Prismatic Ending, well, maybe the Prismatic Ending your Channeler, but we do kind of need to, like, upkeep, find second land, maybe. They also might Prismatic Ending the Goblin Guide. Okay, they do go for the Channeler. Go, my Goblin Guides, go! Subtlety, Pitch Spell Pierce, fine, put that on the bottom. The Reveal of Solitude, their hand is to Fairy, Solitude, 3 mystery cards. Untap Steam Vents. It's a Fairy Time Raveler. Bounce, it's fine. Classic 1-land burn hand. Another Solitude revealed. It's a pretty good one. The missing their land drop is also really nice. Just definitely ignoring Teferi this game. I think we're just throwing the burn spells at him. Trying to, at least. Huh. I don't know why I didn't think they had a counterspell. I guess it's because I know they have 2 Solitudes. But I guess the missing land drops. Maybe this was wrong, but... Let's pivot and actually try to get some value from these creatures. Graveyard this, trying to find Delirium potentially off of our next burn spell. It also lets us skewer instead of bolt for Delirium purposes. Okay, graveyard that for sure. It's gonna be hard to lose. We obviously could lose this one. But even if they like Solitude the Swiftspear, they need to have like another removal spell or something pretty badly. The problem with DRC is it doesn't really fix any issues Burn has. Still loses Heavy to Spear and Hammer. Like, I don't know. Like this whole attitude. I've played a lot of DRC in Burn. This is not the first time I've done this. This is like I've heard like kind of this exact same argument a few times. DRC is a really, really good card in the shell. It does a lot for the deck. It is a power level upgrade. It lowers the mana curve. And like, so, okay, I also will say very simply, I so strongly disagree with the point, the specific point doesn't really fix any issues the Burn deck has. I disagree so strongly with this point. Burn has issues with flooding. Burn has issues with mana flood. This is like the biggest issue Burn has even. DRC helps a lot with mana flood while also being just a very high quality card that meets the deck building requirements of the archetype. I just could not disagree more that it doesn't solve any problems. But it's also, but like burn players, I think, are very resistant to change. This is something that was so painfully abundantly clear when Lurrus was legal. Burn players just didn't play Lurrus. They just they just didn't want to. I know they've got the Solitudes, but they have to counter the Skullcrack when they die. So let's get this selection. Did I get the deck technician? I mean, I was just in the middle of one and like talking, so. Okay, so they Dovin's Veto instead of the Solitude, of course. So they hand us Solitude, Solitude. They're drawing another counterspell, but we can maybe, again, put that pressure on them with the Flying Channeler here. But, like, I don't know, if you're losing the Spear and Hammer anyways, like you know, literally what is the difference? Okay, so they're main phasing exiling the Solitude. So I know that they have a counterspell, and I know that they have the other Solitude in their hand. So I'm going to look at my top card. If I see a burn spell, then we're definitely casting this Rift Bolt. Okay, I do see a burn spell. I will also say this, like, you know, I've done a lot of, like, I've done, obviously, like, a lot of, like, card evaluation discussions over the course of my stream. And I usually find when people say stuff like, this doesn't solve any problems our deck has. This doesn't solve problems. This doesn't solve every problem. These are, like, the worst arguments. It's like the burn archetype is still weak to life gain with Dragon Rage's Channeler. That doesn't mean you don't play the Dragon Rage's Channeler. Yeah, the Channeler also digs for sideboard cards. Like the argument, like it's extra frustrating because this argument is usually not very good, and it's also like, but also like in the case of Channeler, it's not true either. Channeler is like kind of like even the exception to this rule. So this is kind of why. And again, I'm just very passionate about decklist conversations. I'm not, you know, trying to yell at anybody. Yeah, Bauble's also good with Swiftspear too. So yeah, it's not like Bauble's a bad card to play. Let's keep this on top. Kind of scared of Chalice, maybe. They're discussed the 0 Eidolon choice. A lot of modern players have been cutting the Eidolons from burn. It's kind of high in the mana curve. It's very bad against Fury, and like this build with like the lower mana curve, I think is at the very least interesting. I'm not just declaring this to be like the best build or anything, but I do think that this build is at the very least interesting. Can they safely print guide for Pioneers? Is it too strong? It would definitely be a very impactful card, one that I think would likely be maybe a little too impactful. Okay, gonna hit this for Delirium. I just probably want to be graveyarding lands, despite me having the double Rift Bolt, maybe. It's kind of awkward against Teferi to have double Rift Bolts. Put a Rogran Triumph in their hand for them. Light at the Stage has been playtested and burned pretty extensively. I've never been a big fan of it. Most burn players are not super into it. Kahira into the hand, huh? Alright, so they're going to Solitude my Channeler, so let's just make sure we get our Surveil. Wow, look, I surveil the land to the yard. Let's go, Channeler. It doesn't solve any problems. What? They didn't Solitude? They put Kahira in their hand, and they just took 3. Do they have Force of Negation? If this gets forced, I want to do it pre-main phase. I'll skip the surveil. Okay, thank you for dogs.
For an Inspiring Spike.
Balrog Cult. Whenever you're playing something like Balrog in your deck, you have to love the Tomb of Arami. Okay, let's keep this. Also, Bauble sometimes just a card selection spell. It's hard to mulligan and burn, and so I know this is, you know, a no threat hand, but not a deck that mulligans very well. Definitely happy to keep a Channeler on top, though. Gigantha. Gigantha check. Yeah, play Gigantha. Yeah, don't play Aether Grid. I'd probably play Orvars and some number. I'm not sure exactly what numbers. If this is the mirror, that's pretty bad for me, because I don't have the helixes. So I'm probably okay drawing the second channeler here. The Balrog fails Giganta, does it? Isn't it? No, it's just 5 black-red. Yeah. Temosil, there is no I in Temosil. At least not where you think. Alright, put him down to 12. Glad to test this matchup a little bit. But next turn we'll just go Channeler, Bolt Skewer, put them to 6. Hopefully draw Burn Spell now, just Surveil into another one. Perfect. Oh, Path of the Peril kills Giganta. That's okay. Path of the Peril is like just too important to stop. Path of the Peril is too important. You gotta play it. Yeah, just keep any Burn Spell that triggers Skewer. I'm working on it, Mr. Brock. Tune in this week. I'll have it ready for you. Is your Giganta just like, no, you have a Searing Blaze and Sanctifier. But main deck Searing Blaze. Better than Giganta. Dragon Rage's Channeler doesn't really solve any problem the burn deck has. That would have meme it too far into the ground, I guess. Doesn't really solve any problem the burn deck has. It's just, I have heard this like exact same point echoed over and over and over again when I played Channeler and Burn. The card is just, and when I play it just feels so nuts every time. Doesn't tickle personally. I'm trying to teach, you know. I'm trying to teach. I'm trying to turn these moments into teaching moments. Yeah, done with Deflecting Palm. I think we still play a couple Blazes. Ragavan feels better than you play tested both. I had the opposite. I play tested a lot of Ragavan and Burn. I like Channeler a lot more, but I think Ragavan's playable, but I think it's not as good as Guide, Swiftspear, or DRC in this archetype. But you could play some number for sure. Sounds good. This matchup when they fetch Dwarf in mind. I mean, you just kill like the Dwarf token is a bit better probably. I think you'd rather just have more burn spells. You also have Skullcrack to like when they go for Archon, you can Skullcrack them and try to top deck a burn spell sometimes. But like I think that there's very likely been several discussions about Dragon Rage's Channeler in like the Burn Discord is something I think that like this has just been like the talking point about Channeler. It doesn't solve any problems. Well, like literally, what cards of yours do solve problems? The problems, I don't know. But Channeler also does solve problems. It's okay. Sorry, I know I do this every stream, but just talking in a circle like usual. Just twitch.tv talk in a circle. Give him Scalding Tarn. I'm just Maze Road Riftbolt. Is that card still can't be best in slot, can it? Yeah. Tell me what card's better. I don't know. You can play Helix instead, but it's 1 mana, deals 3 damage. It's not that complicated. Also, I think I do want to go for Channeler this turn probably. Man, it gets countered by Change the Equation. Goblin Guide gave him 2 cards. Very nice of you, Goblin Guide. How competitive does Lord of the Rings Scurry Oak combo look? Somewhat competitive. So you Boros Charm by putting it down to 3. And then they Archon up to 5, probably. And then we just have to draw a burn spell to win. But that's not Rift Bolts. Or win game 3 on the play. Seems a bit easier. Yeah, any non-Rift Bolt burn spell. Ding ding ding. Yo, I'm gonna be depressed if I get out of it. I'll be like, I guess. It's the best choice. I think right now it might be. I don't, like, it might be. I've been feeling like it's been so good for a while too, and had room for innovation. Yeah, it'd be so funny. It's also like to some extent like nobody has hate for burn at the moment. It's just so common. Yeah, we need to be able to find delirium, so we're graveyarding kind of aggressively here. Okay, I'm gonna look at my top card actually. So if I see well, I guess sorry, I don't know why I was thinking this would impact my surveils at all. Because I already have, if I didn't already have instant and sorcery in the yard, it would, but it does. I do, so it doesn't. It does. Has any non, even a single. Also, shout out to Fiery Islet, by the way. But has even a single non-believing in DRC gamer been converted to DRC yet? Has a single non-DRC not good gamer been converted? It's so rare that there's a best choice for Richard Pro Tour. I don't know if I agree. I feel like there is always a best choice, but it's so hard to find. Like, feel very confident that you have the best choice. You know? No. Thank you, Big Monkey. So my opponent's playing Fair Breach, I guess, or they're playing Burn. They're playing Storm. They're playing Storm. The Searing Vision's a Storm, I think. So let's bring in the silences. That's funny. Silence over Rift Bolts, I would guess. You want, or over the Skullcracks and a Rift Bolt. I don't think you want Sanctifier. Over what card? So we're replacing cards. What are you? Oh yeah, if you're not playing DRC, so you're not playing the Baubles, and if you're not playing DRC, you're playing like usually right now it's weirdly. It's Rolling Vortex or Eidolon is what you play DRC over. So I thought that was kind of clear because they're just our stock burn lists that are really common. But I should have. You're right. I should have said that at some point. But yeah, typically you'll see Rolling Vortex or Eidolon over it. I don't think I want to draw a Skewer necessarily. 9, 13. Maybe I do. I had no idea if silence is something going versus Murktide. We're not playing against Murktide, we're playing against blue-red Storm. Them showing me Manamorphose and Serum Visions, and now Shivan Reef is indicating Storm. It's giving Storm. TJ, thank you for Twitch Prime. Hope you're doing well. Let's draw that. Maybe it's important I use my mana for lightning bolts. TJ Twitch Prime, Cackle Twitch Prime, thank y'all. Yeah, the life gain stopping from Skullcrack does matter, but it's not super relevant at the moment. You don't even have to main deck any copies, but I do kind of feel like against like specifically Omnath decks, you want the playset of the playset. There's a lot of matchups you want the playset. Yeah, I have seen Matt's Belcher deck. I liked it a lot. I knew Matt was gonna have something sweet like that. I liked it a lot. Opponent, yeah, kind of deep in the tank, huh? I've seen a lot of stuck burn lists play one Ragavan or DC's also taking the slot. I guess, yeah. Like, I mean, I've tested both a lot in the past, and I historically, typically, whatever, think that DRC is better than Ragavan and Burn, and I think so is Swiftspear, so is Goblin Guide, but not by a lot. It's kind of close. All right, keep third land. Isn't it better to use your mana drawing another decent card? Maybe. Maybe it is also important to draw like that recurring source of damage. So, to me, I kind of feel like it was close between casting the bolt and drawing the channeler. A conversation. What about Soulscar Mage? I would like Ragavan over Soulscar Mage, or Eidolon or Rolling Vortex. Yeah, baptized by Dr. C. I haven't heard Dr. C as the abbreviation for DRC. I like it though. So they go to 13. Could put them to 1. I mean, I think we keep Lava Spike. I could be wrong. It's a bit better against like them having a counterspell heavy draw, but we'll be keeping up Lightning Bolt for a Baral this turn, or trying to. But my career, I remember my like group chat, like before I was streaming, and we still have this group chat, but like there's a lot of burn players in there, and they were like, there was a while they were just all obsessed with Bowmat Courier and burn. It was like a whole era of our chat. And it's okay, it's not too bad. But it's also not so good. They just graveyard the creatures here. Probably not Wizard's Lightning Adventure Time, but we'll be snapcasting some Flame of Venor. Boom Bust, Price Shine. Feel like that deck could do with Amulet. Maybe. That was like a very unpopular deck for sure, but maybe one day, huh? We're playing a Robbery Man last turn. Well, I think there's not like a ton of point in putting my opponent to 1, and I'm playing around. I'm mostly playing around Baral or Goblin Electromancer. Like I want to be able to Lightning Bolt that. So they only had 2 rituals. This is really not all that scary right now. It's times like this where I miss Eidolon. Yes, times like playing against Blue-Red Gift Store that you miss Eidolon. I would also love to have an Eidolon in play here. So they drew this off the Manamorphose. Otherwise they would have played it pre-Passed Flames. Yeah, I don't really need the Surveil or anything. No, they're fizzling. Wait, how did they have this? Oh, they do have to consider. Okay, GG. A very, very fast 3-0. So opponent's gonna put me to 3? Deck is not updated? I thought that it was. Oh, you're right. I keep doing this. This is gonna be a fix in the future, but I keep updating it. Joe Whistle did not 6 months. Thank you. Yeah, no, I would have still won. I think I didn't need to tap the canyon. I think I would have gone to exactly 1. Thanks again, Joe, for the 6. Comment with the 30. Thank you. Someone get some water while we wait for my opponent to get here. Andrew, the 3-pack. Good time for deck tech if that's a deck tech. And Dingo, thank you for the raid. Raiding an empty chair. We are off to a very fast 3-0. Playing Life Total Control. Life Total Control. Waiting for our opponent to get here. We are going to be doing a deck tech for Red Black Sack with Orcish Bowmasters. Opponent's here. They mulligan to 6. We'll join them. Awesome 6-card hand. I'm gonna try to put back this and go like Channeler into Channeler Guide. I don't know about Orcish Bowmasters in this shell. I also really like Unlucky Witness. It hurts to like cut the 4th copy. Yeah, I don't know. I to me, I just don't necessarily think that you're gonna want to. Like, to me, it's kind of just like as simple as not necessarily wanting to play this card in the shell. If you do want to play this card in the shell, it's a fine draft. But I think Bowmasters is like gonna be much better in Legacy than it is in Modern, and I think it's not a card that I am like just incredibly hyped for. That's about Gigantha and Burn. I think losing Searing Blaze is not worth playing Gigantha. Sanctifier is great in the store matchup. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, exiling the Passing Flames does make their gift stuff really tough. I was worried about it being kind of slow. Yeah. Oh, dude, iteration. Fat shock iteration. Let's go. Yeah. For the most part, though, I think that Bowmasters is fine. Like a fine card, but I don't think I would play it in the Sack Scam deck. And if you do, that looks like a fine draft. I don't really have a lot of thoughts beyond that, though. Bowmaster with Bombardment looks nice. I mean, maybe. Like, my general thought on, like, the Red Black Sacrifices construction, though, and this is kind of like, I don't know, the theory crafting of that deck, is that you, like, every single card by itself is, like, just still pretty good without Bombardment. With maybe the exception of Bloodghast, but even with Bloodghast, it's nice to... Oh, I'm not getting Delirium quite yet. It's okay, though. Even with Bloodghast, you still can like discard those to channelers. They have some value in some matchups. They're not just like bad without bombardment. And so and also like to say that this card is really good with bombardment is also like a little weird because it is just like, oh, you got 2 creatures to sack to it. It's not like a lot more than that. Maybe a little bit more because you get like sack it, amass again, get another one. Maybe it's better. Do you have a first shell Mining Trade Bowmasters out? Not exactly. Like it's not super high on my list of cards to play, but we will play it. We will play it. We have Delirium. I'm just gonna take my draw right now. Deck for Panda. Can Lord of the Rings fix your pet deck? What's Panda's pet deck? I always forget. No, I never forget. Okay, so attack. Yeah, I think 1 Bowmaster Yawgmoth is good. It's not the most exciting spot though. Happy to take a look at Panda if you post the link in chat, of course. Yeah, so we know they're drawing a bolt. We know that they have to block this Goblin Guide or they're dead. They probably know that also. And then we can just hold up Bolt to stop their creativity, potentially, and if they don't go for creativity, we just go Bolt Skullcrack them. Conclusions on Humans Aftermath. That deck's good. That deck's good. I'm not sure exactly how I would build it. I liked both Coppercoat Vanguard and Jarena. I think those cards are both good. I would want some number in the next build I play. Lortha or Lotho? Let's actually keep a land so we can go Guide Skullcrack, and we can beat like if they have Spell Pierce, we're in better shape. Oh, that's really cool, Thunder. Dude, this matchup is so sick. It's good to be playing a list that's just like crushing creativity. We're also crushing creativity with 8 Blast the other day. So like one thing I don't like about this card in this shell is your curve is so low. Your curve is so low. Like literally, what are we using Lotho for? I obviously like the extra mana is fine, you know, but like. I would think that Lortha would fit much better in like a Mardu Breach Shadow list where you can like stockpile a lot of treasures and then combo off with Breach and like play like Ranger Captain DRC, have DRC as a Ranger Captain tutor target. That sounds kind of nice. I know, but it's like, oh, Spike, but Esper Shadow is my pet deck. I do like Lotho. Lotho is a card I misread on my set review. I would have talked about it in the set review video. I do like this card. I don't like it in this show. I don't think it's a good fit in this show. I know it says lose a life on it, but I don't know. I'm not sure what else I can give you. I think in a Mardu shell with DRC, it would make a lot of sense. In this shell, I'm trying to even think like what it is you could play to like have a good outlet for these treasures, and maybe it ends up playing a lot better than I would expect. But that's kind of my first impression, at least. Runs on a 7-card keep on the play. Like Legend Shredder for Shredder is unplayable. No, Lotho's good. Like making a treasure is, I think, on average, a little bit better than conniving. Obviously, you're not just making a treasure. You're making a treasure losing a life, which is worse, and you're on a 2/1 no abilities instead of a 1/3 flyer. That gets bigger and is in 2 colors instead of 1. But making a treasure is really good. Making that card has potential to be good. It's also legendary. It's not as good as Shredder, but like it is somewhat playable. It's fringe playable, maybe a little bit better than fringe playable. I think having the DRC Bauble package could enable one of Thunderous Wrath. Maybe, probably just not worth to play it. But boy, would I love to Thunderous Wrath at the PT. Let's see if this gets in. The thing is, if this gets in, they don't have removal, so I definitely should play Channeler. But now I know their top card is Lightning Bolt. Alright, let's just suspend 2 Rift Bolts, knowing their top card is Bolt. Or should they shuffle? Yeah, oh, they also have the Red and 6, that's true. What do you think of Lothon, some kind of Orzhov scam deck? Again, Orzhov, like, even like the acronym scam, some scholars believe that that acronym stands for oh no, Teferi. Oh my gosh. That's pretty good. Stoneforge card advantage mystic. Joking the fact that black-white has no card advantage, and you need to have like some amount of card advantage with this card so you can, you know, make a lot of use of those treasures, I think. Okay, probably gonna have to go to game 3. Want to feel something again? Well, you'll feel 1 life lost every time you trigger Lotho. I agree with this for Delirium. Lotho plays well with Esper Sentinel. Does it? Because it's like in what way? The fact that is it that Sentinel draws cards, because Sentinel doesn't always draw cards. Sentinel just like slows the game down a lot of the time, and it's actually kind of awkward with Sentinel where Sentinel incentivizes your opponent to only play 1 spell a turn, and so does Lotho. And so if they're just on 1 spell a turn against both of those cards, neither of your cards are doing as much as they could be doing otherwise. Okay, no creativity this turn. Bit awkward to Lava Spike before I can Skewer. I think it's fine. Thoughts of Flaminor and a Merfolk Shell. I think it's interesting there. I was actually looking back at my like feedback notes. That was in my notes, was that at the time some versions of Merfolk were playing Archmage's Charm and that they might choose to play Flame of Vanor instead. It's kind of funny a funny little thing to look back on, I guess. But I don't think it's going to be like a huge thing. I'll just say this kid appears the 7 Blast a lot more focused, for sure. Four Sams is way too many. Way too many, I think. This card could end up really impressing a lot, but I wouldn't play this many. I'd almost definitely cut 1 for the third Blood Moon. I also I guess you have Chandler for your Baubles too. I mean, I have like for a long time dreamed of a good like Ranger Captain Dragon Rage's Channeler deck. Ranger Captain also kind of plays nice with Sam. It's possible that you just want to be playing. It's possible you're playing Ranger Captain over Blood Moon in the main, sideboard some Blood Moons, but you also like don't really have enough like instants and sorceries for Channeler. Well, I don't know. Maybe you do. It's close though, and if you're cutting Blood Moon, you're cutting a non-creature spell too. It's tough. I don't know. Like, I don't really love playing 4 Fury, 4 Solitude with this low of a mana curve. Like, I kind of liked it more with, like, the Swords package, because, like, the 0 mana spells are really good when you're setting up your like, Fervent Champion plus Sword. And, like, maybe Samwise helps with that card advantage issue, but I'm a bit worried about it. Definitely the kind of deck that I can't comment a ton on until I cast Sam a couple times. The Ring Timsu, of course, is a mechanic that is weird and maybe ends up playing a lot better than I expect. And like maybe like just it is maybe the case that Ephemerating Sam is just very good value, but at the time of making this comment, that is not the impression I'm under. So we'll see. Okay, so 5 months. Seal of Fire. Yeah, Seal of Fire is just kind of like not a great card, but it does work with Sam. If only Luris was legal. Like, if Luris was legal, Sam would be, like, absurdly good. Maybe not. It would be good, though. But I will say this. It looks like a good first draft. Consider playing Ranger Captain, because I would just love to Ranger Captain for Channeler. But every time I try to build that deck, like, you're playing too many creatures. And not enough non-creatures for Channeler. Definitely want, like, the play set of Blood Moons in the 75. Probably 3 main, 1 side if you're not playing Ranger Captain. In case it for the 5. Can you loot to Sam? Second ETB is Legend Rule check. ETB resolves targeting Sam. I believe as it enters, you choose. I don't think. I think you have to choose when it enters. So you would need 3 Sams, I guess. Also, isn't Darcy pretty bad against Rin and 6? Sure, yeah, that's a critique. But also, like, the counterpoint is that the main Rin and 6 deck in Modern right now is creativity, and the creativity matchup is very good. Is that would be my counterpoint to that argument, but it is a good argument. I mean, if they have another counterspell and they Rimblem change the equation, we could lose to that, of course. So let me look at my top card. Not a helpful card. So let's not sack the Canyon. Can I elaborate on why the creativity matchup is favored? They do much damage to self, and their deck's kind of slow. We just played against the last round. We crushed them. Like, my opponent's only in this game because, like, I just happened to suspend 2 Rift Bolts the turn before they played Teferi, which is, like, probably a pretty big punt, right? Not, like, a super common situation. Okay, they do Rimblem. They only have 1 blue mana available, though, so if I draw any land or any 1 mana burn spell, we win, if they don't have an Archon. These are dead. Why would you play the Arid Mason with why would you play Arid Mason with Rimblem in play at 1 life? What the hell? That's funny. Save only returns card to hand, right? Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, but their mana is so painful. It's like hard for them to not take like 9 damage or something. Or a lot of damage. 9's maybe a bit much. Why did we not blaze response to Teferi? Was there a window where there was no Teferis in play? Because I thought they just legend ruled the Teferis. If there was a window where there were no Teferis, we should have played it, of course. Yeah, I didn't think there was a window. Alright, let's get a trophy prediction going. Yeah, we won the game where they just, I mean, they obviously just never drew creativity, but or you can offset the life loss, or you can like bounce the One Ring. You'll legend roll the One Ring sometimes. All right, I think we have to keep this. We have a Canyon. Obviously if I draw like land, it's kind of tough. But I'm also only playing 18 lands. I remember like when I was first getting into Burn. Like the Burn Discord also, like I was like almost immediately on 18 lands for Mishra's Baubles, and the Burn Discord is like, you cannot play less than 20 lands in Burn. You cannot play less than 20 lands in Burn. Was said over and over and over. I think you can play less than 20 lands in Burn though. Channeler plus Lava Dart. I would never play Lava Dart in Burn, but those 2 cards play well together. Good in prowess. We're playing DRC Bauble instead of Eidolon, basically. Am I in every deck's Discord? No, I'm not. I'm in no deck's Discord, Diva, but they come to me. I can't escape them. I can't escape the Discord servers. Free me from this hell. I played 19 more often. Yeah, maybe it was 19. A lot of the lists I saw online today were playing 20. But you can play less, is all I'm trying to say. Yeah, I mean, I want to try to get my Delirium on here. Need to find a creature or land. Ding, ding, ding. What would drive you to play Burn with Channeler Bauble versus leaving a Prowess? It'd have to be like a really weird, random metagame for me to want to play Burn over Prowess. Something ridiculous like, let's say, creativity being popular. Like, if somehow randomly Indomitable Creativity was one of the most popular meta decks, I would maybe consider playing Burn over Prowess. I'm not sure if a metagame like that would ever exist, but that would be like the kind of weird situation for me to play it. Yeah, it would be really weird. Okay. I mean, I guess I'm just digging for 1-mana counterspell burn spell here. We have like at least 2 looks. We have 2 surveils. We'll let them connive. DRC doesn't solve any problem in burn. Like, not top decking a burn spell. Yeah, it's been a fun stream. Ah, man, we're running so hot this league, so pure. I'm not sure I'm supposed to sideboard in this matchup though. I don't think I'm supposed to play Deflecting Palms. I think I could go like -2 Skullcrack +2 Sanctifier. Sanctifier is kind of medium against them. It's also bad with my channelers. Oh wait, I'm not supposed to be playing Sanctifier in my sideboard. Although maybe I side out channelers for Sanctifiers against Scam. That could be kind of interesting. Just bring these in against Scam and Dredge. We haven't played the Scam matchup. Maybe a little early to cut them. The sideboard is something I really don't know how we're supposed to build it. Let's just run it back. Could be good to play. Like Core Firewalker is a card that I've liked against Merfolk too. Yeah, I think Silence is pretty good against the Cascade decks. Basically only there. We also play Magus of the Moon in the sideboard for Titan. Like, Titan's a really tough matchup. This game has to be a bad matchup. That's true. Yeah, it's something we'll probably need to test more. Definitely the kind of tech that's, like, really good for, like, a testing team. I guess I'll put back Skewer, actually. Is it just a normal burn deck? It's a little bit different, but... We are mostly just testing burn for the PT. Like, we're playing 18 lands, we're playing DRC and Bauble. We're not playing Eidolon, we're not playing Rolling Vortex. Every time I play Firewalker, I wish I had Sanctifier. Every time I play Sanctifier, I wish I had received a Firewalker. Yeah, sounds about right. Breach? We could test, like, I think you could play 1 Breach in this deck, but it's a little bit awkward that we're on 18 lands. Because, like, Breach is, like, only good if you have 4 lands in play, usually. I mean, it's like, sometimes you'll go Breach, Bolt, Bauble on 3, but it's, like, still very slow. Has Burn ever won a significant tournament before? I don't know. Probably. I actually don't know that I've ever, like, heard of it winning, like, a GP, though. Maybe it's to lead on Lava Spike here. It's a bit of a better line against Counterspell. Oh, baby. Never mind. Why are they responding? I don't know. Burns won GPs? Yeah, it's been like years and years and years. Sandy Dog won one? Okay. I top-aided a 5K with it, question mark. Did you? Question mark? Why the question mark? Yeah, I don't mono red deck. Like there was like 2 or 3 like standard PTs in a row where like Swiftspear, Abbot of Carol Keep, mono red, like aggro was like the best deck. Didn't Paulo win with it? Wasn't that standard? Can't remember. I won many FNMs. My liege. Fury on top, okay. GP Birmingham Finals. Who was it? Was this... Oh no. Steve and Lockley Briand. I'm sorry, Leok. Congratulations on your burn win. So they still have Fury on top. So no reason to like upkeep Boros Charm because we know it's like they're not drawing the counter spell. Was that my liege from Succession? I guess not. I no longer have like Succession rotted brain. I do miss the show. Oh, could have maybe held that for Searing Blaze. Like if we see that they're drawing something. Okay, put a Polluted Delta in their hand, and then we put them down to 8. Oh, they probably about, like almost always best to play around Spell Pierce here, right? Or like Sack the Canyon. So their hand is Island, Polluted Delta, Fury, Mystery card. So their hand should just be Delta Fury, so this should be a win. easiest trophy in a while. Very, like, I cannot remember the last time a trophy was this easy. We played against Creativity twice, Murktide. We did play against Gift Storm. I can't remember what match 1 was. Yeah, locked in for the PT, huh? Alright, crack some chests. I kind of feel like my Sanctifier's Sideboard slots are wasted a little bit.